Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I have August sales here for you. It won't be a very long video because August was pretty slow. Summer months are typically like that for me, and I didn't have a lot of stuff available that would maybe sell in the summer months, so this is probably pretty typical. Uh, or maybe even less than I'm used to, which was fine. I wasn't mad about it. I got a few Poshmark sales, no Etsy sales, and a scattering of eBay sales. So, I also want to apologize. I haven't gotten any videos out lately. I had taken some time out from work. I was just burnt out from doing like everything. So I took a few days off and I meant to do at least one little video, but like I said, I just got burnt out on everything and just did nothing. So, yeah, I do plan on putting more stuff out in the future, of course, when I can. So anyway, first sale here is just a paperback novel. I am kind of kicking myself now because I went to this garage sale with a ton of media. I ended up selling a bunch of stuff from that garage sale, almost everything. I think I may have like two things left from that garage sale and haven't sold, and almost everything I've sold for pretty good money. This, like I said, this is just a paperback. It wasn't that common. I think I looked it up at the sale. It was one of the sales that I went to like right after things kind of opened up, and I was freezing, and I was just kind of like looking up a few books. And instead of doing that, I should have taken the entire box of paperbacks because they were all sci-fi, and I'm sure there would have been a few more in there that would have done really well, or I could have lotted up. But it was just so cold, and I wasn't thinking. So I picked this one up, and so this probably, I think it cost me like 50 cents or something, and it sold to someone in England for 25 plus the shipping to England, and they got it pretty quickly. Um, I thought it might take a while, but no, he got it pretty quickly. Things are still taking a while to other countries, which I'll talk about in a second, but to the UK, things are getting there very quickly. This item was a free item I found on someone's porch. They were giving away a whole bunch of stuff on the porch. I ended up getting the coffee table that I'm using right now because it was just a nice coffee table. It's like granite top with real wood sides. And this might have even been on that coffee table. I don't remember. It looked like trash, but there was just a lot of writing inside that I just didn't want this to get thrown away. So I did list it for a little high. I don't know why I listed it for 20 bucks. It took several months to sell, and eventually someone in Australia was kind of interested. Then they said no, and not long after that, it was weird. Like, I feel like sometimes when an item gets some interest from someone else and then they pass on it, someone else picks it up really quickly. So I don't know if that helps the algorithm or whatever in eBay, but yeah. So this ended up selling for $10, which is a much more appropriate price, I think, because I mean, it was from like the 42 and 53. So 70 or 80 years old here. Just a lot of little like prayers and stuff that someone wrote in it. So I just didn't want that to go to waste. I'm not a religious person myself. Nothing against anyone who is religious, but this just seemed like something that someone had treasured, and I just, like I said, didn't want it to go in the landfill. And I put that in the condition, saved from going to a landfill. So lots of wear on that. This item, I paid $2 for, and it didn't end up doing that well. I had it for forever and ever and ever, and there was no date on it. I don't know what the deal was. It wasn't brand new. It it was definitely used. It had a hook on it, but I thought it was cute. I found it at an estate sale. They originally wanted like four for it. Like I said, picked it up for two. I think just the quality of this ornament wasn't there for someone to pay up. And I probably had it at first for $20 or $30 and then dropped down the price. I don't know if this was an offer or I just like marked it to $7.99 to get rid of it. Because it was just sitting there forever. Someone from Norway ended up buying this, and I'm not even sure if they even got it. I never saw the tracking say delivered. So, if that happens, I'm not gonna write them and say like, has this been delivered? If they contact me, then that'll be an issue. But yeah, $7.99 plus shipping to Norway. This was an item I got in a lot of Halloween items. So I went on Craigslist one day a few years ago when I was still living at my last place, and I did a whole video where like, will these light up? And so I showed them on video like right after I got them, and I just couldn't believe my luck with these because it's kind of hard to get a hold of Halloween blow molds, especially now. I feel like it's even gotten worse. But yeah, I was on Craigslist one day and I searched for vintage Halloween, and a whole lot of like little noisemakers and molds came up. So I hit them up immediately, and it was only like 30 or I think it was $35, and that's it. And I got several items. This was one of them. I wanted to keep this one. I put this up for a very, very high price at first because the original tag on it. Okay, I'm not going to go all into it, but this is a Bayshore. Bayshores aren't usually marked on the actual mold, so there's some info for you. I knew it was Bayshore because the tag said Bayshore, and you can also look it up on blowmolded.com, but this did say Bayshore. But these paper tags are usually not on it anymore because a lot of people, they find these and they say, like, who's the maker because there's no marking on it, and that's because Bayshore apparently only put the marking on the paper tag. So that's unfortunate. Anyway, it worked great, and after I held it for a couple Halloweens, I eventually sold it for 50. Someone contacted me and said it'll never sell for the price that you put it up, which was true. I did mark this down after a while because I just can't hold a lot of Halloween decorations. I do regret kind of selling this though because I love Halloween and I love these little molds, and they're just not easy to find. But it did sell for more than the lady or man was saying that it would sell for. They said it would sell for no more than $40, which is BS anyway because it had the original tag. You don't find them like that anymore. So whatever. But anyway, it sold for 50 plus the shipping. So I was somewhat happy with that. Anyway, so this is just a plush. I think I got her for 25 cents at a church sale a long time ago. This took a long time to sell. She had original tag. Probably should have shown that in the first picture. That might have helped sell her, but yeah, and the tag was a little creased. I mean, she obviously wasn't new, so I didn't put new. But yeah, sold her for 12 plus the shipping. This was a SeaWorld magazine from the 80s that I picked up for a quarter at a thrift store. I'm not telling other people to pick this up because it all depends on what you like to sell, but I always pick up SeaWorld stuff, like when it comes to magazines or just like ephemera related to SeaWorld, because I picked up a couple things and it has sold. Old DVD, not DVDs, maybe DVDs, but VHS will sell. People always tend to like old SeaWorld stuff, I've noticed. Like I said, I mean, I can't guarantee that, but I do tend to sell that stuff. Um, and one reason, I have a theory, I don't know if this is correct, but my theory is that SeaWorld can no longer show orcas. So anything with like SeaWorld and orcas, I have a feeling people like to revisit that era. So yeah. This is just a video game, nothing too special. It was complete. I bought it for $2 at a garage sale, sold it for 14. This was another video game from the same sale. Zelda always, well, there's a couple of Zelda things that don't do well, but it's few and far between. For the most part, you should pick up all Zelda as long as you're not. I wouldn't pay $10 for this game, but I don't know. A few bucks. I would always pick this up. This is a Nintendo AC adapter. This was weird. I was at like this garage sale at an apartment or condo complex, and this lady was just like having a sale under one of the carports. And I looked down, I just happened to look down, and I saw a box full of Nintendo AC adapters, like out of the corner of my eye, actually. I was looking at something else, and I was like, that looks like Nintendo adapters, because they just had that blocky look to them. Like, I could just tell. And I crouched down to look at them. I was like, yep, that's what these are. So there was one SNES, which I needed one anyway. Well, I didn't need one, but like my old one, it's kind of fallen apart. And yeah, so I wanted a new one. And then there was two regular NES. And this one sold for 20. I know it says 16.99 on screen, but I did sell it for 20 plus the shipping to someone in Scotland. No, 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 Ireland. I'm sorry. Yeah, so be looking out for this with cable stuff. I just couldn't believe like there was two regular Nintendo adapters and one SNES adapter. Unfortunately, there's no other video game stuff there, but I was just like, that's crazy. So I took the entire box. The entire box, she only wanted $2 for it. So this was approximately 75 cents because there was a few other Super Nintendo, like the RF adapter switches in there. So I'm going to say about 75 cents for this. This is one of the rotary phones that I am always talking about. Yeah, I got this for $5 at a sale that was selling off TV show props, and it sold pretty quickly on eBay. I had it on Etsy too, but my phones on Etsy have been getting like a lot of like likes, but not any sales. So I don't know. Um, Maybe it's not as great a place as I thought, but I would still put them up there. And what I do with these, if you didn't watch my whole like rotary phone video, which I have a few videos back, but I put these as free shipping because they're heavy, and I put them in regional A boxes, and they barely fit, but they do fit if you can kind of Tetris it in. And so yeah, $5 into 40. I spent about I believe I spent about $8 to $9 on this. So yeah, I don't spend a whole lot on shipping unless it's going to like Hawaii or California or something. Like, yeah, so I got about 30 on this. Not bad. This was a thing in which I was just dumb. Okay, so I got a pretty good price. I got $12.74 for it, and I found this in a group of ephemera that I got at a one of those giant garage sales that I go to every year that comes in the spring. And they just like pack stuff together to sell it as one lot, and I bought a lot, and this was in there, and I just had it for forever, never, never, thinking that it wouldn't sell. Like I just wasn't excited about it, but I kept it around, and I'm like, either list it or get rid of it. So finally, I took it down. I listed it. I put it up for 15. Um, I'm like, I'm gonna probably end up dropping this down, but whatever. But no, it sold for 12.74. And what I'm finding is that my vintage coloring books sell really well. Anytime I have a vintage coloring book, no matter what it is, like it can be the weirdest thing. Like it will sell, it may not sell for a whole ton of money, but I tend to get them cheap, so it's like whatever. And they're if they're uncolored or just a little bit colored, they're really easy to photograph. So this was probably maybe 10 cents or so. Okay, so Poshmark sales. This was a mistake. I got this for like $7 because it was in a group of Halloween stuff, and I pay up for Halloween in past years. This year there's hardly any Halloween outfits out. at Goodwill, but they used to do really well. They used to put out a ton of like cool stuff for Halloween, and I picked this up thinking it was kind of cool, but yeah, it just took forever to sell, and I got $9 for it, and then of course there's 20% on top of that, so I came out either even or I didn't make anything on it. So this is just a splinter pin. What's weird is that I found this in the jewelry section at an estate sale, and it was with like the cosmetic jewelry at the front. And I was looking through it, and I was like, "This is a splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles." I was like, "That's weird." And then when I took it home, I kind of looked at it more, and on the back it said Mirage Studios, who used to make Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it sold really quickly on Poshmark. Like someone was lowballing me from like $5, and then I got them up to 13, so that was kind of neat. And I mean, so easy to ship. Um, and then the last item is a Lands End turquoise, blah 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 blah, just a bag. And the person gave me 4 stars for this out of 5, and I understand it was just in rough condition, which I thought I kind of conveyed through pictures and, a description. Uh, but it was like in really rough condition, and I couldn't really clean it. I did run it through the washer, but it still didn't. It was clean. It just didn't look that clean. A lot of discolorations and stains, and so I got $10 for it. I only paid $1, and I mean, I was happy to see it go. It was whatever. I think I did pay 50 cents on the pin, by the way. Yeah, so that's it. No Etsy sales or anything. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the sales video. Let me know if anything was your favorite. What do you think about coloring books? What do you think about any of this stuff? Just leave me comments. I like to read them. All right, bye.